Rachel, Max's sister.
Hi, Rachel.
So, it's here, my speech. I can't tell you the number of times that I started writing this, cried, erased it, started thinking about how much I love my brother, cried some more, got distracted by the end of law school, which also involved some tears, and then here we are, I looked this up in the last couple of days. So for the next 40 minutes, I'm going to be a tour guide on the lives of Max Rakowski and Jenna Gavitt, one of the great, seemingly impossible love stories of our time. I'm just kidding. This was a reference to The Office, if anyone has been there. Michael Scott's toast to Phyllis and Bobby. Yes, perturbation. Max and I are big Office fans. This is not going to be 40 minutes. I'm going to try to keep this short and sweet, and I'm going to try not to cry because this makeup was really expensive. I could use this time to embarrass Max with funny stories, like the time he stole red pantyhose from Goodwill to dress up as Superman, or when he would wear Ninja Turtle underpants over pantyhose to also dress up as Superman. There's lots of Superman stories. But I don't think a roast is really the point of today. So Max and I are very close siblings. I kind of wish I had a slideshow to show all of you who don't know us very well. But every year, even though we're now in our 30s, we take annual photos together in a photography studio. We pick a random photo to reenact. So father with a baby over his shoulders. We've done it. I was the baby. Black and white photo of children with their eyes closed, straight face, creepy as hell. We've reenacted it. And Jenna was there for that one. It was very hard to keep a straight face. But Max and I have not always been as close. I'd say in high school we were actually kind of mean to each other. Teenage hormones. And it wasn't really until I got out of the house and went to college that we really became friends. Sorry, Mom and Dad. He came to visit me at Xavier, and I went to visit him at St. Cloud. And our friendship really grew from there. And then we really became close friends when we were roommates in Philadelphia. We hadn't lived together since high school, and we actually hadn't even been in the same city since then. I moved out to Las Vegas after college, and Max was all over the East Coast. But I moved to Philly for a job promotion, and Max decided he wanted to go to grad school. So we actually got to live in the same city for 2 whole years, and we became roommates. And I feel really lucky that we had that time together. It's not often that as adults you get to live with your sibling, but we did, and it's a time that I will cherish. It's also how I got a front row seat to Jenna and Max's relationship. I came across this quote by the poet Dante that reminded me of Jenna and Max. From a little spark may burst the flame. And I remember seeing the first sparks of this relationship. That's why I'm wearing my sunglasses, so you guys can't see me cry. Max and I were living in Philly at the time, and we were driving back from Indianapolis back to Philly after Thanksgiving. And on the drive back to Philly, I was driving and I noticed Max was on his phone more than usual. He was smiling and clearly texting someone, and so I had to figure out what was going on. He was a little nervous to tell me. I think I had to pester him a few times, be like, who are you texting? But he told me that he was texting Josh's little sister. And I honestly did not think it was a good idea. Max and Josh have been friends for a really long time, and I thought that this could ruin the friendship. And I told him, like, you better be careful. But luckily, he didn't really listen to me. So I got to see that first spark from afar, just from Max's side, and watch that flame grow over the next few years. A bonus of being Max's roommate is that I got to know Jenna better when she came to visit us in Philadelphia. Visit Max. We'd go on long walks together with my dog and talk, and I quickly discovered how kind and caring Jenna is. I saw how she helped make Max a better, happier, and more full human. I think they really bring balance to each other.
Take a
I'm so thrilled that you're joining our family.
Breathe.
Okay,
Breathe.
yes.
Breathe, honey.
One quick other little story. I know that everyone knows Max is a goofy entertainer who's an adventure seeker, but he also has a really good heart. After being roommates for 2 years, I moved to Cincinnati to go to law school. And I think when I left, Max and I like hugged, said I love you. But I think he spent a longer time saying goodbye to my dog than to me. It wasn't until maybe a week later when I was finally finishing unpacking that I found a huge Ziploc bag full of quarters in my backpack. And a really sweet note from Max about our about our time together as roommates. So Jenna, I hope even when Max can't tell you how he feels, he shows you sweet ways that he loves you. And if Max and I's sibling relationship is any predictor of how your relationship will go, it will only get stronger and better with time. So, this is the end. Join me in raising a toast to the newlyweds, Jenna and Max. May your love keep growing and the flame keep burning. Cheers.
Yay!
I'll make that a little bit.
Yay, Rachel. Yay,
Good
Rachel.
evening, everyone. If you're in this room and don't know me by now, you probably had the wrong wedding. I'm, of course, Jenna's older brother and Max's best friend since he moved to Fishers in 5th grade. I've got the unique opportunity and pleasure to be able to give a toast to both of these wonderful people. For me, the challenge isn't getting up here and trying to come up with stories, but the challenge of condensing my relationship with both of them into 5 minutes. How do I condense a friendship since we were 11 years old, sleepovers fueled by Mountain Dew and Halo, pillow talk about which girls we were crushing on in 6th grade? Fortunately, it was not Jenna at that age. Terrorizing my younger brother on the trampoline. More than one incident of run-ins with the law involving fireworks. Too many hiking adventures to count, filled with laughter, deep conversation about life. The time our friendship nearly came to an end over a board game of The Office TV show, over what qualified as a "that's what she said" joke. I'll have you know, Rachel sided with me in this debate, so I won that. Or our lifelong roller coaster of emotions supporting our Green Bay Packers. A few stories to expand on. Max and I went skiing in Colorado last year. I ski once or twice a year, solidly moderate skier. Max had not skied since we were in 7th grade, but of course, Max is in freak physical shape from all the cycling, so he had no problem at all. I was so impressed. After one run, he was flying ahead of me. So we spent most of the day on blue runs, kind of moderate runs, but at the end of the day, we decided to hit some black diamonds. I was going down slowly, cautiously, side to side, like you're supposed to. Max, like he embraces life, straight down the mountain. So we did a few of these black diamonds until the last one. Max trips, couple head over heel somersaults, landed on his helmet. So thankfully no injuries, but we decided to call it the end of the day with that. Clearly we didn't learn anything from our mini bike accident. And then we went hiking in Evergreen. I got a dose of Max's classical joking side. He and Jenna had moved out to Colorado and gotten very serious. Began talking about engagement. Out of wanting to be romantic and create a surprise for everyone, or create a beautiful memory for Jenna, Max wanted to keep the engagement very, very tight-lipped. So while we're hiking, Max completely threw me off the scent by saying, I don't think anything's going to happen for 12 to 18 months. We're going to get settled in Colorado, see how things go. So in my head, I was a little disappointed, but I just wanted to be supportive. And you can imagine my surprise when maybe 3 months later, I was the first person he called to say he purchased a ring. So that was a lot of fun. I was ecstatic to receive the call. And reminded how much he loves my sister by going to such lengths to keep it a surprise. So we've called each other brothers for so long now, but it's actually true. Welcome to the family, brother. And then not only do I have the challenge of condensing 22 years of friendship into a speech, but add on top of that, condensing 20 years of incredible brother-sister friendship. Jenna and I have similar quiet, empathetic, and sensitive personalities, so we've always been a lot closer than other siblings. So much laughter and tears over dating relationships and life challenges. Endless pillow talk from our bunk beds during Lake Michigan trips. Celebrating each other's major milestones together, birthdays at Kilroy's, riding a pedal tavern around Indianapolis, proudly watching you graduate from our alma mater, IU, and then being able to see you live out your life passion of teaching while I visited you in your classroom and seeing how much your students adored my sweet younger sister. And to my surprise, getting to see a different side of my sweet baby sister as she adopts a stern teacher voice and takes control of the classroom. At first I was like, who is this girl and what did you do with my soft-spoken sister? One of my most fun memories was our late night adventure around Florence, Italy, meeting some interesting locals, seeing a city with different perspective, and staying up super late before our early flight. I'll never forget this memory, Jen. But what I'll always cherish the most is the countless text messages, cards, and letters of encouragement over the years, Jen. I saved so many and go back and read them whenever I need a boost, a laugh, or just missing my baby sister. Well, I suppose a good place to tackle the late speech challenge is at the beginning of Max and Jenna. Let me tell you the story about how they became. This is the infamous Thanksgiving meeting now. I don't want to take all the credit for the wedding, but it probably wouldn't have gotten this far without a little nudging in the beginning. Nearly 6 years ago, Max came over for Thanksgiving dinner, after Thanksgiving dinner, to say goodbye to me before he drove back out east. Just kind of quality friend that he is. As we ate desserts, played games with my family, Max, of course, had the whole family cracking up with his jokes. But what stuck out to me was the look on Jenna's face, seeing this giant smile, laughter that Max brought out of her with his personality. I always knew humor was a very important quality to Jenna and a partner. So as I walked him out to his car, I gave him a little encouragement to ask her out.
Joking.
Well, being in finance, I think in terms of risk and reward all day long. Admittedly, in my mind, this was a low-risk situation. I thought maybe they'd talk a little bit, maybe go on a few dates, but they live halfway across the country. There's a little age gap. Maybe it'll fizzle out like most relationships. Not in my wildest dreams did I think they would end up maintaining a 4-year long-distance relationship and forget about moving across the country together and even getting married. The standard deviation probability that I calculated on that, I won't get into that. The challenge of crafting this speech pales in comparison to the challenges you two faced and conquered these last 6 years. The already mentioned long distance from Indy to Philly, and then Philly to Annapolis, completing a master's degree, job uncertainty during the global pandemic, the challenge of moving to Denver where you do next to nobody, and adjusting to see each other each and every single day after doing long distance for so many years, raising Toga together, not losing your sanity while having those apartment neighbors above you that could have been from that commercial where the family's clog dancing right above you. I loved watching you two overcome challenges and grow together. I have no doubt build a successful life together. Maybe not always easy, fun, but a fulfilling life as you work together to overcome any challenge that comes your way and form your new family. I'm so excited to be a part of your journey. I love you both. Let's raise a glass in celebration.
Yay!
Huzzah!
How about a big round of applause for both of our toasts? Very nicely done.
All right, guys.